Long ago, Ganon, Prince of Darkness, stole the Triforce of Power. Princess Zelda of Hyrule broke the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 pieces and hid them from Ganon before she was kidnapped by Ganon's minions. Link, you must find the pieces and save Zelda. All treasures: heart, container heart, fairy, clock, rupee, 5 rupees, life potion, second potion, letter, food, sword, white sword, magical shield, boomerang, magical boomerang, bomb, bow, arrow, silver arrow, blue candle, blue ring, red ring, power bracelet, recorder, raft, wish it would stop doing this, stepladder, magical rod, book of magic, key, magical key, map, compass, Triforce. Please look up the manual for details. Right, now that we've got that out of the way, we can register our name. So this, well, Red 2 is standing by with all 4 lit and in the green, and this is the latest installment of 12 to 25. There we go. So this is the original Legend of Zelda, which I wanted to bring along and just sort of show off what it was like when it all began, to see if anybody's interested in me stumbling my way through a game I have beaten long ago, but mostly forgot. Alright, start button. And here we go. Of course, we have to go into our little cave here. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. People can do swordless runs. This is one of the rare occasions where your basic sword actually has a sword beam, which is very handy for defeating enemies from afar. We've got a basic shield, as we can see, so the fairy will restore about 3 hearts if you actually get to catch them. So, basic shield, as you can see. I believe that Christianity was originally a religion of Hyrule, but it wasn't really expanded on. I think it was mentioned. Rightio, so we do need to grind for rupees early on in the game, which is a pain in the backside. Ow. 1 rupee. Nice. I do prefer having the sword beam. I could get killed accidentally. Tektites, I don't really want to deal with Tektites. It's basically a lot of just bumbling around hoping you find something interesting. Trying to grind rupees so that you can actually buy a few things. But the odds of that happening seem to be pretty slim. P-hats. You can only hurt them when they're staying still. Their movement pattern is very erratic. And when they stop is also very erratic. Probably going to get myself killed fighting there. Well, we got our Octoroks. Well, $2. That's something. Once we get some more money, I could always muck around in the first dungeon for a bit. Because this is on the way to it. Ah, levers. Man, enemies get some big knockback and we got a little more money. So, our first dungeon we've essentially bumbled to is up here. Oh, blue Octoroks are a bit stronger. Some Octoroks get the zoomies. Strangely, the blue one is moving a lot slower. But we've only really got 4 directions of attack, which is a pain in the backside. Wonder if we can actually go gambling. Now, we can wind up fighting the boss. Always that cross counter. But it's going to be a bit tougher without the magical shield. So, I'll at least give a bit of a demonstration of what the first dungeon is like. Okay. First dungeon enemy, keys. And a key. You pretty much know all the enemies by now, but this is where everything originated, really. And some of the enemies will probably surprise you a bit. Okay, these are our original Stalfos. Take a couple of blows to kill. Stalfos can hold items inside them. Ah, the clock makes us invincible and stops all enemies on screen. Actually very useful. So we got nothing out of that. Apart from a few rupees. I can't remember if they enabled the saving trick in this. I don't remember. But I can at least use save states in order to preserve what I'm doing. Well, health back. And more Stalfos. They're fairly common dungeon enemies. Great. I get a clock just after it would have been useful. So, there are some keys in the compass, and sometimes the number of enemies we get on screen will cause some real slowdown. So the compass mostly shows us where the Triforce is. I figured that while there's a lot of grinding in the early game, we might as well actually bother to try out the first dungeon and see how I do, because, let's face it, you probably want me to start failing at things. If you do enjoy seeing me fail, which is probably understandable, it can be pretty entertaining. Okay. Now, you can do the dungeons in pretty much any order. Depends on how skilled you are and what sort of kit you have. Ah, gels, basic blob-like enemies. Push this. Eastmost Peninsula, they fixed up a lot of the mistranslations that came with the original version. Sorry, I wonder if this is actually based on the GBA re-release. Because I was really looking forward to having the original introduction of many years ago Prince Darkness Ganon stole one of the Triforce with power. The introduction was gloriously mistranslated English. It was entertaining. So we have to go up this way now. Okay, so this is what I said about the Stalfos having the key inside them. Some Gibdos can do this too. Well, we got a bit of dosh. Cross counter, and through here we go. Ah, Gorrias. Gorrias throw boomerangs at us. They are fairly hardy. But note that most enemies can only wind up attacking along these pathways we see here. Oh, we got another key. So, when you get the ladder later on, you can actually stand in between the platforms over the water, or whatever it is, and stitch them up. Ah, yes, blade traps. Patiently wait for those, push that, and we get the bow. Somehow being able to swing our sword through the ceiling. Don't ask how. Okay, so we've got the bow, but so we can't actually shift to select the bow because we don't have arrows. You must buy the arrows separately, which is a bit ridiculous. This is a very strange game. Very, very unusual. Some really weird ideas came out of this one, but we've got the important treasure at least. So I'm going to have to essentially kite the boss, I'd say. I'll have to go back down. A lot of enemies haven't respawned, huh? Through here. Alright, health, that's good. Our sword beams do outrange Gorria's boomerangs, I believe. But we gotta predict the enemy's movements, and they're very random. And money. Not gonna complain about money. We get the boomerang too, so we can throw this over short distances to stun our enemies. Now there's a key, and there are wall masters. We can ignore them and go straight for the boss fight. Avoid the spread of fireballs and shoot for Aquamentus. Of course, I walked right into a fireball. If you've got the magic shield, you can block this. We have to basically run and avoid its attacks. And take it out like that. I just bum rushed it in the end, but the heart containers don't restore our hearts this time. The Triforce piece does. There we go. Well, that's the first one down. It's not too shabby. Alright, so a little extra health never hurts. Now, we can't purchase much at the shop. We'll need a fair bit of money, which I would probably wind up grinding off screen. But yeah, basically we just wind up going exploring. I've already lost that extra health. Quite a lot of it. Well, more money. But I would like some health, please. Thank you. So, there's really no limit to where not much limit to where we can go. Sometimes we will need specific items, but otherwise, we're pretty good. We can go wherever we want, get our ass kicked if we want. 40 rupees. I don't think that allows me to buy much. Alright, I keep winding up in those cross counters. I wind up attacking the Octorok, and it attacks me at the same time. Now, if I keep going to the west, I might be able to find something useful. So we can't do anything about that platform over there because we don't have the raft. But if we cross the bridge here... The Zoras and their fireballs are a pain in the backside. I'm about to die. Make a break for it, and if... Oh, many an Octorok. That is a bad thing. Fast Octoroks. Oh, oh. And I got bushwhacked. I do get to save when I die. Save. And it keeps track of the number of times you've died. And you always start with 3 hearts. I mean, it's a little better than Metroid, where you always started with 30 energy. Jeez, where was that when I needed it? Oh, that's old games for you. Some of them, there were lots of challenges back in the old days, but quite a few of those challenges were also down to not very good game design. This does have good game design. Buy something, well... That shield is way too expensive, but I can get a candle if I rack up a bit more money. So where I was... Isn't it amazing? So, I think the Zoras load and unload, and you can't actually wind up doing any... Can't actually wind up finishing them off unless you actually kill them in one shot. Ah, Moblins. They throw spears. And the amount of spears being thrown can cause some big slowdown. Why are they giving me the fairies now? And I wasted it immediately. but that's okay. Come back here. Why am I not using the boomerang? That's the other thing. That was dumb. The boomerang does have a really good stun period. Suddenly started pressing the wrong buttons. Whoops. So there we go. This is what I was trying to reach. A fairy that will recover our life energy. Now we can... There's a hard container. I need to find bombs somewhere. I know we can buy bombs. So we saw the important stuff, you saw me fail, and now you get to see me wander around looking for stuff, because that really is the first part of the original Legend of Zelda. This shop is important because it's where you get the blue ring. It improves your defense. Can I buy bombs here? And arrows. Bombs. Good, I need to go back to the start now. Alright, so back to the start we go. Back towards the start we go. And a little bit more money. You probably need to play the money-making games to actually succeed, but I do recommend using save states if you can, because they can get a bit frustrating. Grinding can be incredibly annoying because you need 250 rupees to get the blue ring, but you only get 1 and 5 rupee lots. It's so annoying. You basically have to play the money-making minigame and be really good at it or cheat. Methods that allow you to overcome really tedious things like that, I advocate. Alright, are the red ones a bit tougher? Thankfully our sword can pick things up. Rightio, so more fairies now. Get through here, defeat the enemies, and... there isn't even a way to see the overworld map. At least not in the main game. Now, somewhere near here. Alright, so... if I remember to press the right buttons... so they can't really be stunned by... they can't really be stunned. Now, if I bomb... there! Now that's what I'm looking for. Take any one you want. We want the heart container. Of course you want the heart container. Now, I'll see if I can find it. Somewhere along the way, north of the first dungeon... whoa, lots of moblins. Yeah, the boomerang is a lifesaver early on. Gives us a major advantage, assuming I remember to stop pressing the Y button. Oh, nice, we get bombs. There is a way to actually get... to wind up getting bombs consistently. I think you have to defeat 10... I think you have to defeat 10 enemies, a certain number of enemies, without getting hurt. And then the the 10th one will actually drop bombs, which is the origin of the infamous saying 10th enemy has the bomb. The mistranslated hints were unbelievable. Now, through the desert, avoiding the levers and P-hats. Now, where is it? somewhere near here is what I'm looking for. I think. Oh, peahats. I don't want to be bumbling through here too much. Whoa. Obstacle course. Now, there's a little lake somewhere. Somewhere around here. I think... I'm pretty sure it is anyway. We have lots of randomly moving rocks. Or have I gone the wrong way? No, I'm in the right spot, and it's guarded by a Lionel. In we go. Master using it, and you can have this. You need 5 hearts in total to get the white sword, which doubles your attack. So I at least found where I was going. Where's that Lionel? Over this way. So, Lionels are fairly strong, but they are not quite as dangerous as they were in later installments. Having the white sword is a real boon, though, because it will bolster our attack power for later dungeons. Now, that's a bit of a maze that leads us to another dungeon. Do we have to go back? Do we go this way? No, we do have to keep going this way. Oh well. I've still probably got a little bit of time I can... show off. How much money do I have? I can go and buy a candle. Now, there are different shops somewhere along the way. You can also buy bomb upgrades in dungeons too. Notice that we started with 3 hearts again. I think red tektites are more erratic when usually it's the blue ones. If I remember to press the right button. Well, we're back to the starting health, so... Oh, I think there's a shop over there. So, we've at least done what I wanted to do. We've beaten the boss. We have to grind a lot to wind up getting the magical shield and the blue ring, but that mostly sets us up for money. We also need to buy the blue candle, because certain dungeons have dark rooms that need the light of the candle. I might have to go and heal again, but I'm near the shop. I think it's a shop. Meet the old man at the grave. Right. I think that's telling us about the magic sword, which we need 12 hearts to get. The potion shop that gives us the medicine is on this screen. Notice how we defeated that Octorok in one go now. Much easier. So, having better equipment obviously increases our survivability on the overworld. Okay, somehow that worked. And the fact that Boomerang's movement can be manipulated makes it very handy. Alright. Top up our health again. There's got to be a shop somewhere else. There is a Lost Woods. We're nearing that Lost Woods area. Is there something up here? What's up here? A pond with no fairy, remember that. Now, if I recall rightly, we're not in the right area. But to navigate the Lost Woods in this game, you go to the left, then you go up, then you go this way, then you go down, then you go this way. And run into some Lionels. Well, here's the graveyard. Oh! That is not a small number of Lionels. That is a large number. So, good grinding spot around here. Touch the graves and keep track of the original Genie. We wind up getting a whole lot of goodies, so you can use this as a bit of a money grinding spot if needs be. So basically, 1, 2, 4. You'll usually get some health back. There we are, we got 80 rupees. We could go and buy the arrows at the right shop. But I think we'll just wander through the graveyard for now. We can find another dungeon, but we'll get slaughtered without the magical shield. That is a lot of Lionels. And they do a bit of damage. They do a lot of damage. I forgot they did so much damage. And it's the pea hat that killed me. Alright, that's probably a good spot to stop. I can do a little bit of grinding off screen if you want to see this game turn up, because grinding is pretty much what's coming up here. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.